Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This video is of our trip to Asia while Husky, our 25-year-old Landrover Defender, is on its way to Africa. It takes about 45 to 60 days for the journey from Brisbane to Cape Town. The container initially travels to Singapore and is then unloaded onto a second vessel to continue the trip to South Africa. So when we finally leave Australia and are waiting at the airport for our flight, we started to contemplate the full weight of our decisions. Our neatly organised life is about to change completely, and we can't help but feel nervous excitement as we step into the great unknown. Our first destination is the holiday island of Bali. And our first stop is the traditional Balinese hotel on the west coast of the island in Seminyak. Bali has had quite a bit of flooding recently, and we arrived with a cyclone looming off of the northwestern Australian coast, and that's giving us a bit of windy, rainy weather. A bit of sunshine the next day was greatly appreciated, and we even managed to get a good pool day. We did find the streets of Bali pretty quiet on this trip, and even the local squirrels were game enough to steal religious offerings. We went back to our favourite little restaurant in Seminyak, and even that was eerily quiet. Then we decided to go inland and check out Ubud. We stayed at a gorgeous little homestay, and the rain made the visit quite tranquil. But when the rain stopped, we ventured out for some food, a couple of drinks, and watched the sunset. We arranged a little tour with one of the local drivers to have a look at some of the surrounding attractions. The Checking Rice Terraces, which translates to Skinny Rice Terraces, are a great place to have a coffee with a view. There are lots of little paths to go for a wander and take photos. The place is definitely frequented by Instagrammers looking for that perfect shot. Next, we visited the Sevatu Water Temple. It's nowhere near as busy, but equally, if not more beautiful than some of the larger water temples in the area. And while the fish were the main attraction in this pond, the ducks definitely stole the show. We're always mindful of not being too intrusive, especially at places of worship. But while we were sitting back quietly observing, we were invited to join in with a cleansing ceremony. The sacred spring here is believed to have healing and purifying powers. It's always fascinating to observe different cultures and customs. Everybody at the temple was very welcoming and we truly enjoyed our visit here. Next, our drive took us through rice fields to Ulupitanu waterfall. The walk to the falls is via 300 steps, and it's definitely worth it. While we didn't go for a swim, the spray from the waterfall offered a refreshing sanctuary from the heat. Our last destination of the day was Terderempul Water Temple. Terderempul is probably the best known water temple in Bali. It attracts thousands of visitors daily, which also makes it the most popular in the region. Translated, Terderempul means holy spring that rises from the ground. The old architecture in Bali always fascinates me, and the intricate detail in the stone walls surrounding local homes are a great example. The stone carvings of guardian statues captured here are placed at entranceways to ward off evil spirits. Another hotel and another rainy day. This time we've gone for more modern accommodation in Sanur. Despite the rainfall, the local market ladies were still hoping for business, so we obliged. But then, onto some higher ground. After the rain, we went for a walk along the beach, and just like Seminyak, Sanur also seemed pretty quiet. Check out this row of neatly parked bikes. The better weather the next day brings out the tourists from their hotel rooms, and we also managed to fit in a full day. For our last day in Bali, we wanted a little bit of culture, so we visited a local temple. Then we wanted to explore Nusa Dua. We hadn't been in this area before, and first impressions are it's like entering another world. Super clean, super tidy. Definitely more expensive than the rest of Bali, but very pretty. It might not look like it, but it's actually really hot. So once again, in the middle of the day, it's pretty quiet. We stop for some lunch and then head back to pack for the next leg of our journey. And Bali says goodbye with just a little bit more rain. Another airport, another plane trip, and this time we're heading to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon as it was formerly known, is a mixture of old and new. You can find ancient temples and local traditional markets right next to modern shops, restaurants and bars. I can best describe it as a noisy, organised chaos and an attack on all of your senses, but in a good way. Crossing the street as a pedestrian amongst hundreds of bikes is an experience. The street food scene in Ho Chi Minh City is amazing. We sometimes ask street food vendors what their favourite food is and then set out to try it, which makes it pretty interesting. The city is pretty lively at night and quite fun to walk around too, although this time we decided to enjoy a drink on one of the many rooftop bars and slowly watch the sun go down. Ben Thanh Market is a bit of a highlight when visiting Ho Chi Minh City. You can buy anything from clothes to souvenirs to street food there. For a bit of culture, we visited Vinh Trang Pagoda. It's one of the most beautiful Buddhist temples in southern Vietnam and within easy reach if you also want to visit the Mekong Delta. The pagoda is still an active place of worship and a symbol of Buddhist culture in the region. A little bit further east is the Mekong Delta. It's a really interesting area. We visited Unicorn Island. It's only a short boat ride across the river. This lemon and ginger drink was made with local honey and served hot was extremely delicious. Back on the boat and a refreshing coconut drink is waiting for us. A short ride on wooden sampan boats along narrow canals through palm forests, and we end up at a Vietnamese chocolate factory.
Is it?
There's a demonstration of the chocolate making process and you can sample it at the end. My favourite was the salted milk chocolate. Some of the local musicians then serenaded us over lunch. And then we got a quick car ride to the island's coconut processing plant. The island produces a lot of coconut and consequently a lot of coconut candy. It comes in all sorts of flavours and can have nuts and fruit added. Back on dry land, we decided to walk through the city to explore a bit further until we reached Nguyen Hue Walking Street. Nguyen Hue Walking Street is a pedestrian-only street. At night, the whole street comes alive with street performers, dancers, musicians, and crowds of people having a good time. The famous apartment cafe building is also in this street. The next morning, the boys decided it was time for a haircut. In Vietnam, a men's haircut is called a hot top, and it often comes with extras like a face shave, ear cleaning, head massage, or neck and shoulder massage for a pretty small fee. I think they're pleased with the result. These are the Cu Chi tunnels. It's a must-see if you're interested in Vietnam War history. It's an impressively large network of underground tunnels stretching about 250 kilometres, and some of them are pretty narrow, just enough to get through. We spent the last night in Vietnam having more street food. It also meant that we could take in the sights and sounds of the city once more.
So we just got dinner, and then it come with more beer.
Ah yes, and of course, one more visit to the rooftop bar too. Next stop, catching up with friends in Phuket, Thailand. Thailand is renowned for its great resorts and hotels, and we scored a pretty good one for a reasonable price. And it has a swim-up cocktail bar. That evening, Braden found a new friend over dinner. We explored Old Town Phuket before heading off to Phi Phi Island the next day. It takes approximately an hour to reach Phi Phi Island by speedboat, and it's a pretty pleasant ride. There are actually two Phi Phi Islands, Koh Phi Phi Le, the small island, and Koh Phi Phi Don, the main island. Maya Bay is our first stop, and it's located on Koh Phi Phi Le. Maya Bay would have to be one of Thailand's most iconic beaches, and it was made famous by the movie The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Maya Bay was actually closed for 4 years because over-tourism had severely affected the fragile environment. It is now reopened, but you can no longer swim there, and boats can no longer anchor in the bay itself. It's still a beautiful place to enjoy, and we're kind of glad it's being taken care of well for future generations. on the boat, we head past Viking Cave. This cave harbours valuable birds' nests that locals collect for bird's nest soup. A quick stop on Koh Phi Phi Don for some lunch, and then we head off to find a sheltered bay for a swim.
Pressure's on. Go.
A pretty cool day was had by all, and as we head back into the harbour, we just stopped by to feed our leftover fruit to some of the monkeys. To change it up a bit, we went to Hanuman World. They have a pretty exciting zip line, but you do have to book in advance for that, so we decided to do the skywalk and the roller. After our skywalk, we went to the Three Monkeys restaurant for some late lunch before we settled into our evening, where the restaurant band asked Mark to come up and sing a tune.
My bones when I was dead. I'm loving angels instead. And to eat, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection.
We decided to go to Carnival Magic, which after dark presented us with an amazing light show. It's probably more geared towards younger children, but the big kids had fun too. The banquet hall was amazing and the food was actually really good. Well, I don't usually video a toilet, and I'm glad I wasn't the only one taking video footage of this one. Have you ever seen anything like this before? We couldn't take any footage of the main show, but I'll leave you with the canal walk and the light show at the end of the night. next day it's time for some culture again, and we decide to visit Wat Chalong. Wat Chalong is a Buddhist temple and it's the largest in Phuket. The firecrackers you can hear are lit in a brick chimney and are a way of giving thanks for answered prayers. The Grand Pagoda contains a splinter of what's believed to be a bone relic of Buddha himself. Inside the Grand Pagoda are a large amount of golden Buddha statues and beautiful murals depicting scenes from Buddha's life. It's safe to say everyone's in a pretty good mood today. We went to visit the large Buddha statue, but due to some landslides you can actually only now see it from a distance. Another day and a new hotel. This one has a water park attached. More Thai food.
What is it, Mark?
It's a coconut curry.
Tasty?
Very nice.
And then all that was left to do was watch some planes flying over the beach before we head off on our next adventure.